In this video, I'm going through the top 7 tips to balance blood sugar and burn belly fat. It's so important that we burn dangerous belly fat. That's the kind of visceral fat that surrounds our major organ systems, drives up inflammation in the body. It's so important that we get blood sugar stable and we're able to burn through dangerous belly fat. These are the top 7 tips. So number 1 is avoid processed carbs and naked carbs. Most Americans, unfortunately, are eating a high ultra-processed food diet. And so if you're eating things in boxes, things that have gone through a lot of processing, that have a lot of ingredients in them, and a lot of ingredients that have chemical sounding names, that's gonna drive up your blood sugar. That's gonna cause higher levels of insulin to be released. And insulin is your pro-inflammatory fat storage hormone. So the more insulin your body produces, the more inflammation you have in your body, and the more you're gonna store fat. So we've gotta get away from these ultra-processed foods. And then also you wanna avoid naked carbs. For example, I'm a big advocate of eating fruit. I think fruit has a lot of great health benefits to it, a lot of polyphenols, fibers, a lot of powerful nutrients in it, but I don't recommend eating fruit all alone or eating like a big fruit salad as, in a sense, a meal or a snack. Why? Because it's naked carbs. It's basically carbohydrates without adequate amount of protein or healthy fats in order to stabilize your blood sugar. So when you eat naked carbs, your blood sugar goes way up, your insulin goes up, because protein and healthy fats will help stabilize your blood sugar, slow down the release of glucose into your bloodstream, and slow down the amount of insulin that's released. So you want to avoid naked carbs. You can still consume healthy carbs, but consume them with meals that are well balanced. And that takes us into number 2. Eat 30 to 50 plus grams of protein in every meal. It seems like a lot, but 30 grams of protein is only 120 calories. Most Americans are eating 1,800, 2,000, 2,500 calories. So 120 calories in a meal, and if you eat 3 meals in the day, that's only about 500 calories coming from protein. Now you can get more, right? And I recommend 30 to 50 plus grams of protein in every single meal. And so make sure though that you've got 30 grams of protein in a meal. You know, if you're really light, if you're like under 125 pounds, you probably can get away with 25 grams of protein. If you have a child that's, let's say, less than 100 pounds, or if you are less than 100 pounds, you're probably fine with 20 grams of protein in the meal. But to be safe, I recommend for most people getting about 30 grams to 50 or more grams of protein, right? If you do 60 or 70, totally fine. It's gonna help stabilize your blood sugar. It's gonna help turn on fat burning, and it's gonna help preserve lean body tissue. So protein, very beneficial. We wanna make sure we're prioritizing getting the right amount of protein in our meal. And then number 3 is eating at least 15 to 20 grams of healthy fats. Now, the easy thing here is that most proteins come with fats, like eggs. You know, in a typical egg, you're getting about 6 grams of protein, and you're getting roughly somewhere around 6 to 8 grams of fat in that egg. So when you eat eggs, if you eat 5 eggs, you get your 30 grams of protein, and you're also getting 30 to 40 grams of fat, right? So you're getting your protein and your fat levels right there with the eggs. Now, for some individuals, they don't do well when they consume more than 20 grams of healthy fat in a meal. So if that's you, you wouldn't be able to consume that many eggs. You might consume, let's say, 2 eggs, and then you might have, let's say, a cup of fat-free Greek yogurt, right, to get the extra protein. Or let's say turkey pepperonis or turkey bacon that's lower in fat, high in protein in order to get the rest of your protein. Now, for me, I can do high fat and high protein in a meal, and I feel really good. It makes me feel really satiated. But there are some individuals that have congested bile ducts, or maybe they've had their gallbladder taken out. They can only consume, maybe 15 to 20 grams of fat in a meal, or they don't feel good. And if that's you, again, reduce the amount of fat. You can also add in things like bitter herbs, like parsley, ginger, apple cider vinegar, sauerkraut. You can do things like dandelion, ginger tea, stuff like that that can help to thin the bile and help move the bile through your system. We also have products. I mean, there's a lot of different products out there that have bile salts or ox bile that can also help you digest fats more effectively. So those are good things to look for if you struggle to digest more fats. But you want at least a minimum 15 to 20 grams of healthy fats coming from things like extra virgin olive oil, avocado, coconut oil, eggs, pasture-raised eggs, grass-fed meats, grass-fed butter, grass-fed dairy in general. Those are going to be the healthy fats. That's where we want to get the vast majority, 99% of our fats, coming from those really healthy sources as much as possible. Number 4 is eat the protein and the fat and fiber first before carbs. So let's say your meal is you've got eggs, you've got maybe some turkey bacon, and you've got like a fruit bowl, like a diet, a whole bunch of berries and fruit. And then let's say maybe you've got some steamed collard greens right on the side, right, or something like that, or green beans on the side there as well. I would focus on the eggs, the turkey bacon, and the green beans, right? Eat that first and then have the fruit at the end, okay? That way you're getting the protein, the fats, you're getting the fiber first. Research has shown that when you consume those first, it lowers the glycemic impact of whatever carbs you're consuming afterwards. So I think a fruit is more of like a dessert. You're consuming it after you've consumed the protein, the healthy fats. I think that's a really good way to go. Let's say you're eating a steak, potato, and green beans as your meal. You want to eat the steak and the green beans first. Doesn't matter. You could eat the green beans before the steak. You could eat the steak before the green beans. For optimal digestive juice production, typically eating your protein first actually is most beneficial. And so the reason being is that the stomach acid release it will concentrate near the bottom of the stomach due to gravity, right? So your body produces stomach acid, it comes to the bottom. You want that stomach acid around the steak first, okay? Because you need stomach acid to really break down the proteins in the steak before, it's not as important for green beans, right? So I would recommend the steak, eat the green beans, then eat the potatoes afterwards, because that's a starch. That's going to reduce the glycemic impact from consuming the potatoes. So hopefully that makes sense. And if you have like a fermented food or apple cider vinegar, even better to take that actually right at the beginning, then eat the steak, then eat the green beans, then eat the potatoes for the ideal way to consume your meal. The apple cider vinegar, or if let's say you had a fermented food of some type like a sauerkraut or pickles or something like that, the tartness of that will actually help stimulate your vagus nerve to produce more stomach acid, bile, pancreatic enzymes, and it will actually lower the overall glycemic impact of the meal by up to 40%. And that brings us down from number 4 to 6, right? Drink 1 to 2 tablespoons apple cider vinegar with meals. You just take apple cider vinegar, let's say 1 or 2 tablespoons in water. So 1 tablespoon per, let's say, 4 ounces of water. So if you put 4 ounces of water, which is really about like 2 gulps, put 1 tablespoon apple cider vinegar. That's not going to be too harsh for your system. Just put that in there and drink that. Take a shot of that. Drink that right before your meal. That will allow you to digest your food more effectively. And again, apple cider vinegar will reduce the glycemic impact of the meal by up to 40%. So you'll get less of a big rise of glucose and insulin, which will help you burn fat more effectively, will help you reduce inflammation as a whole. If you don't have apple cider vinegar, you can use lemon or lime. You can use fresh squeezed lemon or lime, or you can use lemon juice. Get a good lemon juice concentrate, lime juice concentrate. That will work just the same as the apple cider vinegar here and get you that benefit. So that's what we want to do. And then number 5 here is go for a walk after your meals. So you consume your meal, feel good, and then go out for a walk. Research has shown that doing some sort of activity, not high intensity activity, because you want as much blood flow into your digestive system as possible to digest your meal, but low intensity activity, such as going for a walk, actually reduces the postprandial or the post-meal blood sugar rise, reduces the overall amount of insulin that your body needs to be able to clear the blood glucose and get it into the cells. And that's going to make you feel better after the meal, less inflamed. You're not going to store as much body fat. You're going to feel really good, right? It's going to help optimize your health. And then number 7, this is kind of a bonus, is have 1 teaspoon of MCT oil with each meal. And you can get MCTs in coconut oil, but the most effective way is to get a C8 only, which is caprylic acid only, MCT oil. I have a great one called Keto Brain. If you take that with your meal, just like a teaspoon of it, that will actually elevate ketones in your bloodstream and in your brain, which will help improve blood sugar stability, insulin sensitivity, will help improve your brain, right? Help reduce inflammation in your brain and reduce hunger and cravings. And that's actually been shown to help reduce overeating in your meal. Just by adding 1 teaspoon of MCT oil with your meal has been shown to reduce overeating, binging, having cravings, right? Sweet cravings after the meal, and help you basically consume the right amount of calories in your meal and stay in a fat burning mode, even if you have carbohydrates in that meal. So hopefully this is really helpful. 7 key tips and strategies. These are all very easy things that you can do. It's really just a matter of being mindful of how you set up your meals, how you consume your meals, and then adding in these little hacks and tips, and that will really take you to the next level. Keep your blood sugar stable, improve your insulin sensitivity, and improve your ability to burn fat for fuel and feel great, energized, mentally clear after your meals. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Share this video with anybody that you know and care about, and we will see you on the next video training. Be blessed.